What if you could see through anyone, strip away their masks, decode their secrets, and predict their every move before they even speak? Imagine walking into any room and knowing, with chilling certainty, who is lying, who is hiding something, and who is plotting against you. For most, life is a maze of deception and misunderstanding, a constant struggle to be heard, seen, and respected. How many times have you been manipulated, outplayed, or left wondering what really happened behind closed doors? But what if you could turn the tables? What if you could wield the forbidden techniques of Machiavellian psychology, the same dark arts used by history's most cunning power players to read anyone like a book? Tonight, I'll reveal 15 techniques that grant you near supernatural insight into human nature. Miss this, and you'll always be at the mercy of those who read you first. The choice is yours. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people stumble through life blind to the real motives and emotions swirling around them. We're taught to believe in honesty, transparency, and the idea that people say what they mean. But beneath the surface, every conversation is a battlefield of hidden agendas, subtle power plays, and unspoken desires. The world is not a stage for sincerity, it's a chessboard, and most are pawns, oblivious to the moves being made around them. This blindness isn't just naive, it's dangerous. When you fail to recognize the dark psychological cues that drive human behavior, you become easy prey for manipulators, liars, and opportunists. Every missed signal, every ignored microexpression, is an open invitation for betrayal. The myth of transparency is a comforting lie, and those who cling to it are destined to be outmaneuvered. To survive and thrive, you must learn to see what others refuse to see. Niccolo Machiavelli, the master of power and deception, once wrote, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand." In other words, perception is reality, and those who control perception control the world. Throughout history, the truly powerful have never relied on brute strength or blind luck. Instead, they have wielded psychological insight like a weapon, reading the hidden fears, ambitions, and weaknesses of those around them with surgical precision. While the masses are distracted by surface appearances, charmed by words, blinded by status, lulled by routine, the elite are watching, listening, and calculating. They see the subtle shifts in body language, the flicker of doubt in a rival's eyes, the microsecond hesitation that betrays a lie. This is the Machiavellian lens, a ruthless, unflinching way of seeing the world not as it should be, but as it truly is. Most people are too naive, too trusting, or too busy to notice the games being played in every boardroom, bedroom, and back alley. But you don't have to be one of them. Tonight, I'll show you how to sharpen your vision, pierce the fog of deception, and see what others miss. The game is on. Are you ready to play? 1. Baseline reading description. Every person has a default, how they act when they're unguarded. The Machiavellian observer studies this baseline, noting how someone speaks, sits, and gestures when relaxed. Example: FBI profilers begin every interrogation by chatting about the weather, watching for natural behaviors before the real questions. Begin. Warning: if you skip this, you'll misread every deviation as a lie when it might just be their normal. Master the baseline, or you'll always be guessing in the dark. Point 2. Microexpression analysis description. The truth leaks out in flashes, a twitch of the lip, a flicker of contempt, a flash of fear. Microexpressions are the soul's involuntary confessions. Example: Bill Clinton's infamous "I did not have sexual relations" speech was dissected by experts who caught microseconds of guilt and anxiety. Warning: these signals are fleeting. Miss them, and you'll be fooled by a practiced mask. 3. Strategic silence description. Silence is a weapon. When you stop talking, Others rush to fill the void, often revealing more than they intended. Example: in negotiations, seasoned dealmakers use silence to pressure the other side into concessions. Warning: if you fear silence, you'll always be the one revealing too much. 4. Cold reading description. The art of making high-probability guesses that feel eerily personal. Cold readers use vague statements and watch for reactions, adjusting their approach in real time. Example: fortune tellers and con artists have used cold reading for centuries to convince marks they possess supernatural insight. Warning: use this unethically, and you'll breed distrust. But ignore it, and you'll miss the cues that reveal hidden truths. 5. Mirroring description. Subtly copying someone's posture, speech, or gestures builds unconscious rapport. People trust those who seem like them. Example: salespeople mirror a client's body language to lower defenses and increase agreement rates. Warning: overdo it, and you'll seem mocking or insincere. The power is in subtlety. 6. Calibration description. The Machiavellian never assumes, he calibrates. Every person, every situation is unique. Adjust your approach based on feedback, not rigid scripts. Example: legendary interrogator Hans Scharf tailored his methods to each prisoner, extracting secrets without torture. Warning: if you fail to calibrate, you'll break trust or miss the mark entirely. 7. The power of the pause description. A well-timed pause can unsettle, provoke, or invite. Confession. It signals control and forces others to reveal their hand. Example: Steve Jobs was famous for pausing during presentations, letting anticipation build until the audience hung on his every word. Warning: if you rush, you surrender power. Master the pause, and you control the tempo of every interaction. 8. Forced choice description. Presenting two options, both of which serve your agenda, tricks the other person into thinking they have agency. Example: would you like to meet at 2 or 4? Either way, the meeting happens. Warning: overuse breeds resentment. But if you never use it, you'll always be at the mercy of others' choices. 9. The accidental confession description. Reveal a small, harmless secret to encourage others to reciprocate with their own, often much bigger confessions. Example: undercover agents share a minor mistake to coax suspects into lowering their guard. Warning: if your confession is too revealing, you lose leverage. Too trivial, and it falls flat. 10. Social proof traps description. People look to the crowd for cues. By manipulating what others appear to believe, you can shape perceptions and decisions. Example: canned laughter in sitcoms makes unfunny jokes seem hilarious. Warning: if you ignore social proof, you'll never understand why people follow the herd or how to lead it. 11. The false flaw description. Deliberately reveal a minor weakness to appear more human and trustworthy, masking your true intentions. Example: politicians admit to working too hard to distract from real scandals. Warning: if your flaw is too big, you lose respect. Too small, and it seems fake. 12. The foot in the door test description. Start with a small request to increase the odds of compliance with a larger one later. Example: cult recruiters ask for a signature on a petition before demanding total. Commitment. Warning: if you skip the small ask, the big one will almost always fail. 13. Emotional anchoring description. Link your presence or message to a powerful emotion: fear, excitement, relief, so that people associate you with that feeling. Example: advertisers pair products with images of happiness or security to create lasting associations. Warning: if you anchor to the wrong emotion, you become a trigger for discomfort or distrust. 14. The third-party probe description. Ask about someone else to reveal the subject's true feelings or intentions. People project their own thoughts when discussing others. Example: what do you think about people who lie to get ahead? Often reveals the speaker's own ethics. Warning: if you're too obvious, they'll see through you. But if you never probe, you'll never uncover hidden motives. 15. The reverse empathy technique description. Instead of showing empathy, describe the opposite of what you suspect someone feels. Their correction will reveal the truth. Example: you must be thrilled about the promotion, said to someone who's secretly resentful, often elicits a revealing denial or confession. Warning: use sparingly. If you seem manipulative, trust evaporates. To truly wield these 15 forbidden techniques, you must understand the invisible machinery that powers them. Human beings are not rational actors. We are creatures of bias, contradiction, and desperate longing for validation. The Machiavellian manipulator knows this and exploits it with surgical precision. Confirmation bias is the first lever. People see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear. When you mirror someone's beliefs or subtly reinforce their worldview, you become an ally in their mind. They lower their guard, eager to accept you as one of us. Machiavelli himself wrote, "Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims." The deceiver's greatest weapon is the target's own desire to be right. Projection is the next fault line. We unconsciously attribute our own motives, fears, and desires to others. The skilled reader listens not just to words, but to the emotions behind them. When someone accuses others of dishonesty, they often reveal their own capacity for deceit. Infamous manipulators like Rasputin in the Russian court used projection to turn suspicion away from themselves and onto their enemies, all while appearing innocent. Cognitive dissonance is the agony of holding two conflicting beliefs. When you use the foot-in-the-door technique or the false flaw, you create small cracks in a person's self-image. They will do almost anything to resolve the discomfort, often by rationalizing your influence as their own choice. Cult leaders and con artists thrive on this principle, slowly escalating their demands until the victim's reality is rewritten. But perhaps the most powerful force is the human need for validation. We are social animals, wired to seek approval and belonging. Social proof traps, mirroring, and emotional anchoring all exploit this primal urge. When you make someone feel seen, heard, and understood, even if it's an illusion, they will reveal their secrets willingly. The infamous confidence men of the 19th century didn't steal. They were given everything by victims desperate for connection. Modern psychology confirms what Machiavelli intuited centuries ago. Our defenses are paper-thin. Microexpressions slip past conscious control. Strategic silence unsettles because we crave reassurance. Forced choices work because we fear the chaos of too many options. Each technique is a key, unlocking doors the conscious mind tries to keep shut. But beware, these triggers bypass not just the defenses of others, but your own. The more you study the darkness in others, the more you must confront it within yourself. The Machiavellian lens is a double-edged sword, one that can cut through illusion, but also through your own innocence. If you master these psychological levers, you will see the world as it truly is, a theater of masks, a dance of hidden motives. But if you ignore them, you will forever be an actor in someone else's script, never the author of your own fate. The choice, as always, is yours. Now that you've glimpsed the machinery behind the mask, the question is, how do you make these forbidden techniques your own? Knowledge alone is powerless without action. The true transformation begins when you practice, refine, and ritualize these skills until they become second nature, your silent armor in a world of hidden daggers. Step 1. Adopt the Machiavellian mindset. The first shift is internal. Trust nothing at face value. Every word, every gesture, Every silence is a clue. Begin each day with a simple ritual. As you interact with others, ask yourself, what is this person not saying? What do their eyes betray that their mouth conceals? This habit alone will sharpen your perception and make you immune to the most common forms of manipulation. Step 2. Practice baseline reading start with those closest to you. Observe them in moments of relaxation. How do they sit, speak, and gesture when unguarded? Make mental, but before you step fully into this world of hidden truths, you must confront the shadows that come with it. The power to read people, to see through their masks and motives, is intoxicating, but it is also dangerous. The more you peer behind the curtain, the more you risk seeing darkness everywhere. Trust can erode into suspicion. Insight can curdle into cynicism. The line between awareness and paranoia is razor thin. Wielding these techniques without discipline can isolate you from others, turning every relationship into a game, every conversation into a contest. You may begin to question not just others' motives, but your own. The Machiavellian path is littered with those who lost themselves in the pursuit of control, becoming prisoners of their own mistrust. Remember, these tools are scalpels, not sledgehammers. Use them to protect, to understand, to defend, not to dominate or destroy. Only the disciplined and self-aware can walk this path without being consumed by it. If you lose your empathy, your humanity, you lose everything. Power is nothing without purpose. Choose your battles and your boundaries wisely. You have now crossed a threshold few dare to approach, where once you moved through life as a pawn easily. Deceived, manipulated, and left in the dark, you now possess the tools to see through anyone. The world's masks, its games, its hidden motives are no longer mysteries. You are no longer a passive observer. You are a reader of souls, a strategist in a world of sleepwalkers. But this is only the beginning. Mastery is not a destination, but a ritual, a daily sharpening of perception, a relentless commitment to seeing what others refuse to see. The game of power never ends, and only those who adapt, who question, who refine their vision, will rise above the rest. If you're ready to claim your place among the few who truly understand the game, make your transformation public. Subscribe now and comment below. I see through the mask. Let the world know you are no longer blind. You are no longer prey. You are one of us, the rare few who choose to see, to know, and to master the art of reading anyone like a book. The next move is yours.